Hey, are we live? Hey, are we live now? Henry McClure live. I just want to make sure that my microphone is working. Had some technical difficulties. If you tune in, let me know. I gotta know, gotta know. Henry McClure live. I gotta get a guy running the studio for me. We live? I gotta get a guy running. Okay, yeah, we're ready, ready. We live? Okay, yeah, we're ready, ready. Okay, so thanks for your patience. Okay, so thanks for your patience. I drove out to LA and back. There you are. You're right there. And it was a long drive. But I got to see a hotel that's going to be renovated. You can take the train out to this town in New Mexico, Raton, the Maverick Hotel. That was fun. Uh, the the town's adding a casino. I think I'll put together some your travel log blog junkets. You know, hey, see the world with Henry McClure live. We'll document your trip. You don't have to do, but this is going to be for hire. You guys are going to have to start paying. You guys, hey, you're going to have to start ponying up for some of this stuff. I'm telling you. I got a research department out there working their butt off. Look at this. This is all stuff. This is all paperwork for Shawnee County Doge. This is all facts. Um, we're going to uncover. I'm the poor Elon Musk. hey, we're running this whole thing out of an armada. But I tell you what, I filled that armada up with artwork. Just notice it's upside down. But can you tell? Mike Siegel, I met him in 1983. My job now is to make him famous. I don't know. It's a tall task. But I think I can do it. Here, let me turn this right side up. This one, and he's truly an artist at heart, because his uncle always said, if you're going to be a whore, be a rich whore. And but Mace was the guy too that he said you don't have to get every nickel out of every deal. Yeager, if Yeager would have just followed that, I'm actually in a building that Yeager's dad built, my Mace Rich friends. And Spectre, send me an email, man. I need your email. I want to drop you a note, and I'll be getting books signed from Dana K. Anderson for Spectre. And if you want me to get books, if you work for Mace Rich, you want me to get books, you got to send me $100. Hey, there's a markup on this stuff. Time, got to drive over there. I got to remind him who you are. He remembers Roush. I'm just kidding, because Dana's sharp as a whip. I'm telling you, that guy cracks me up. I love Dana K. All right. So we're in the Glass Houses studio. On a previous show, I told you I'll be relocating back to the vacant space. We're gonna have better studio space, more whiteboards, better lighting. I'm gonna do it a little more professionally, and then I got to get this space all slicked up, and then rent it out. Been getting phone calls tonight from people. Hey, did you watch City Council? What do you know about Lawrence Bay? What do you think about Braxton? Do you think he's stonewalling? Do you think he's stonewalling the city council? You know, some people ask some legitimate questions, and it looks like Braxton's hiding something. This is coming in from phone calls. You know, that little twerp, if he doesn't have the numbers off the top of his head, he ought to go back to Florida. You know, he lives in Florida as much time as he can, and I salute him. You know, look at him. He's got a nice tan. He's brown as a berry. He's not my type. But, like, so basically, Braxton's running the city. And he's got the perfect position. He can blame what he doesn't know on the city manager. So Dr. Roberts over there's got to dummy up when Braxton doesn't have the answer. And then when it really was Braxton's responsibility, he can blame it on all the department heads. What a perfect position to be in. He doesn't really have to know anything, and that's perfect for him. That's a perfect position for him. He's like the Karen Hiller of he's the Karen Hiller of assistant deputy managers, city managers, whatever. Man, Karen, we've got somebody for your spot, and I can't wait to talk about him. I'm gonna give him the $50 if he comes over and gets it. But he's a Make America Great guy. I think he'll be a great addition with Earl McIntosh. But the topic tonight on everybody's mind was Lawrence Bay. Okay, good. I'm coming in. Thanks, John. Oh, I loved John's post earlier. The gulf of you need to buy a house. You know, I loved selling houses. Man, when I first got my real estate license, I got an open house, and this lady walks up. I mean, it's like open house is over, and she brought up the open house sign, put it on the porch. And so, look, I'm like 19 or 20, and she's probably like 30. Older woman, cougar. And I go, hey, thanks, you know. Well, she comes in and she locks the door. And, man, I'm telling you, that was the day I really fell in love with real estate. But residential real estate wasn't my bag. And I loved the commercial real estate, so here we are. But what I liked about going to LA, it was just like a recharge of the battery of everything that makes Henry McClure Henry McClure. You know, Mace Siegel was he was the mall doctor. And it was interesting to walk through Lakewood. We walked through it fast. It was closing time, and what a sterile. It was like the mall had no personality. Back when we owned it, parquet floors and trees and nice stuff, and God, it was a cool place to walk. But this looked like a cold, sterile, like they made it unbreakable. Like, all right, look, if we put tile in here, we'll never have to replace it for a million years. You know, whatever. The Lakewood Mall, it's like it had no personality. And if they'll take Lakewood today and just turn it back into, hey, this is the only mall we own, and run it like a town hall. It's got to be like the meeting place, live entertainment, the marketing director, holding shows, It'll be a perfect place for a gun show based on the looks of the customers. Those would go over big. It's a little funny. So I did fill up the Armada with artwork, and we'll have that down. I'm thinking about calling the art store Agape Art, because the contract that I've negotiated with the artists and will continue to negotiate with other artists, that a percentage of the proceeds will go to Agape Village. Agape Village is a fundraiser for veterans projects, supports veterans project. And if all things work out, there will be this manufacturer that we could get to move to Topeka. And I sure as hell am not going to go to Molly Howie and Matt Pavarnak. You know, these guys, they don't know anything about making deals. But they're smarter than me. I'll tell you why they're smarter than me. Matt Pavarnak makes $338,000 to do what he does. Ooh. What does he do? You know, maybe you don't want to know. I don't. I never thought of it that way. But like they say, like Mace used to say, if you're going to be a whore, be a rich whore. All right, we're going to get coffeeed up. Have a little caffeine. So Lawrence Bay was the topic of the phone calls that came in tonight. And I'm not going to watch city council. It just, why do it? But I'll tell you something. Don't blame Jim Klossman today. Nope, can't do it. Today, when it comes to Lawrence Bay, you gotta blame the bobblehead. You gotta blame, if there are real estate taxes owed, you've got to blame the lawyer over there, Rich Eckert. You got to blame the 3 city council people. But selective recovery of taxes owed are the politicians' fault. And when it comes down to election time, with new people or the incumbents running, you got to remember this shit's gone on for a decade. And don't tell me that, well, you know something, we're going to fix that this time. Nope. Jack. You should have fixed it. You should have fixed it back then. I don't know in Topeka, Kansas, how an incumbent gets elected. The hotel giving Cody Foster $9.2 million. The jackleg shit that's going on out in Lawrence Bay. Here's how you fix Lawrence Bay. Number one, if I were Mike Padilla can't do it because he's in the pocket of the whole crew. You know, he is he's part of the deep state, and but also too, he should have done it. Anybody that's sitting on city council should just go out and sit down and talk with Jim. Trust me, if I can get in the door, you can. And he didn't let me in the door just because I was running for bobblehead seat. You know why Jim will call me? Because I might have a deal for him. Look, he's got that corner out there by the gas station at 29 and Wanamaker. He'll make a deal with you. Hell, who knows? I could bring a tenant to go in between the coffee shop and Spin Pizza that's been vacant. If you know somebody, here's where we got to help Jim. If you know somebody down at Wheatfield or in the state legislature, KDOT should have gave him an entrance, an entrance onto 70 from the Wheatfield lot. But I digress. It's not Jim Klossman's fault. It's Spencer Duncan's. It's let's start with Neil Dobler. Neil Dobler, that's his district. The reason he didn't fix it, because Bartlett and West wasn't going to get any money. Right? Well, and let's look at how much money Bartlett and West has milked out of this city. Let's talk about Elevation Parkway. $2.1 million in a set of engineered plans that's never going to be used. Never. Ever. And why in the hell are we hiring him today to shrink down Huntoon? We've got bigger fish to fry. But every one of those city council people in districts 1, 3, 5, 7, 9 need to be thrown out of office today. And blame Lawrence Bay on them. And hey, David Banks, go out to Klossman's office. You know the way. Sit down with him. You're head of the infrastructure committee. But also take your lawyer with you. Take Stanley with you. And deliver him the lawsuit that you're going to foreclose on all the specials that are owed on everything in Lawrence Bay. You guys don't know how to negotiate with the guy. But look, take him away from him. You know, he doesn't care. He's got other stuff to do. If he had a nickel for every nickel he had, right? But take him away from him. If you're sitting in limbo for a decade, 10 years. 10 years. If you take him away from him, some guy will come along and develop them. Hell, hey, hang on a second here. Well, there's no gas and electric? Fine. Let's do off-grid housing. I just came from California where I toured an off-grid house. There's always a way to go around it. And the main thing for me that I'm learning in life over a decade of sobriety is just going around Topeka government, Shawnee County government. Just go around them, have a great life, do other things. Don't grind your teeth over it. Life's good. Hell, I can't wait till the 13th. I'm going to be over at Emporia, watch this big Flying J go in. And then we're going to get a lot of real estate deals over there. There's so much to do in so many places that the insanity of Topeka and Shawnee County, it's really turning laughable. And Spencer Duncan wants to be the mayor. Well, too late, pal. Too late. Oh man, I can't wait to dig into this. Look at all this paperwork. And I want to thank you guys. You send me so many nice stuff. And thank you for believing in me. I appreciate you. I really do. But man, I want to have more fun. I love Topeka. And I think I got a better shot of bringing people to Topeka because I know Topeka. Good, bad, right, wrong, or indifferent. We got discharged here. Sam McClure, after the Civil War, we're out there freeing the slaves, righting wrongs, standing up. Kansas really saved the Union. All those Democrats down in the South that were slave owners, shame on them. But today it isn't about Republicans and Democrats, because it's more about, are you willing to make America great again? And that's why are you willing to put Shawnee County first? I don't know how much trouble it would be to create a pact, a political pact, but I'll look into it. Or, hey, well, I got a research department. Let's put together a political pact. But I trust Linnell over at the Republican Party, just giving her money. If I ever were to run for office, just give money to the Republican Party. I don't know. We'll see. I decided during Lent, I'm swearing off local government. I'm just having so much fun watching uh, Elon Musk and Trump and Bobby Kennedy and Hegseth and Bondi and Cash Patel. Oh, this is going to rock. And what I'm hoping is over the next several months of, because the corruption, just like, uh, and that what sickens me about the people that are elected back there, they're all in on it. It's like city council and county commission, they're all in on it. They know that the chamber is the deep state and the chamber oversees all the NGOs, and it's time to break it up. It's time to break the franchise up, you know? Okay, that was a little much. We've got 40 paintings. I've got the spot in the new office for the feng shui. This is one thing that's going to be really fun. This is a wheel of samples. Uh, mainline printing here in Topeka is a treasure. It's truly a treasure. And we're going to create a poster art company and take the artwork. If you can't afford the original, let's see what he priced this at. Well, he didn't price it, which I'm surprised he didn't. But the name of the painting is called O. Henry, 2025, signed by Mike Siegel, which, as far as the cosmic universe connecting everything together, the energy, his uncle used to say, "Oh, Dana," and that was Dana's cue to go in and talk to Mace, because Mace was the final decision. Mace was the Harry Truman of the mall business. The buck stopped there, and he always reserved the right to make any decision he wanted at any time. And trust me, he let you know he reserved that right. But what we don't have in our city government and county government is a leader. We don't have any leadership coming. So who's the most vocal person that's brought sweeping change on city council? Let's just talk about that today. Who is the one? Have you been removing art from the gallery again? That's mine. Oh, sorry, Barry's answering questions, asking questions. See, getting a message here. So, like, name somebody vocal on city council today that stands up to him. I mean, in defense of Neil Dobler, he's the one that's tired of. He's been the one tired of the way the city manager's doing stuff, and stood up to him. But it's not enough to elect him again. We've got Earl McIntosh and 5,400 people that signed his petition about revenue neutral. Earl McIntosh today is the most powerful voice in politics, bar none. Imagine right now he can sit back and hit 5,400 people, boom, that believe him and trust him. I believe him and trust him. He's a conservative. And that's what we've got to elect to city council. Man, I remember when I was a kid, there were conservative Democrats. There were conservative Republicans. But today it's not about being a Republican or a Democrat, and it's especially not important when it comes to the city council. What it's about today is being a conservative. Hey, look, there's a man and a woman, that's it. I'm only going to support people that are Make America Great people. I want to support Christians. I want to support people that know the difference between men and women. How could a group of people send an idiot to the Supreme Court that won't define what a woman is? I don't care what color she is. If she's purple, hell, she's purple. She should be purple from holding her breath for not knowing what a woman is. Hey, look down in your pants, girl. Well, maybe that was the problem. Oh, who cares? Hey, really what it comes down to more than anything, it's being vaccinated or unvaccinated. That's what it is. That's truly what it is. Unvaccinated people don't take orders. I'm unvaccinated. I'm not going to take, no, I'm not listening to you. I'm not going to get stuck with your experimental drug. Don't. And so all the vaccinated people that got vaccinated, they're the ones that follow orders. And I'd love to know, out of the city council people and the mayor, how many of those guys are vaccinated? Hell, I'll bet you one thing for sure is Braxton's not vaccinated. I'll bet you he isn't. He's smarter than that. But, it's none of my business. Some days you got to separate the men from the boys. You got to separate the liberals from the conservatives. You got to separate the people that want to make America great from those that don't. We've got an opportunity. We've got an opportunity to make sweeping changes. What are you doing for Lent? Some people give stuff up. At the Episcopal Church, we have a nuance that says, well, you can do something different. You can do something good that you don't usually do. Okay. Yeah, it's about common sense. Experimental medicine, when there's at least 3 alternatives that work better. Yeah, common sense. When I ran for county commission, I did think that the Trump factor would help me. I did. I got to come out with the Henry McClure Live watch and the Henry McClure Live sneakers. We lost Shawnee County by 407 votes. Whoa, look at all these markers. Look at these markers I got. I'll take a little time and I'll spend a little of my energy to post up what I've got on Lawrence Bay and what's actually owed and not owed. But that's enough common sense for tonight. Nobody called in, but I love y'all. Have a good night. Thank you.